It's your duty to spread the word in America.
We're here at the tube station, City Thames Link, about to go to court to find out if Tommy's going to prison. Now there's a bunch of yabos waiting outside the court now, hundreds of people screaming Tommy Robinson. Is that good or bad for your case?
That's good. That's good. Look, as far as I'm concerned, no matter what, the way I view it is that more people today are going to talk about child grooming and the Islamic rape of children across our country. It's a win-win. So no matter what the topic, what I'm talking about, I'm going to go around and address probably the world's media outside that court, and it's going to raise more awareness of the rape of children in this country at the hands of Islamic gangs. So that's what I want to do. I've always wanted to do. I want to raise the debate and bring it to the attention of the masses. This more than anything. So Judge Marson, thank you very much for bringing the rape and prostitution of our children to the world's attention. If one girl can get saved through highlighting this, then I'm happy. So I don't really,
I don't know how this man sits down with balls that big. He's facing a prison sentence, which could be a death sentence, and his attitude is, it's a win-win.
I'm the winner, okay? You're looking at the winner. I might get the booby prize, but I will still win.
No matter what happens today, I've already won. Their attempts to silence and stop people having the knowledge of the Muslim rape gangs that are terrorising our nation. The entire world is now watching.
It's where earlier today Tommy Robinson was set to have a full hearing for contempt of court. A rehearing of his hearing back in May when he was summarily arrested, charged, tried, convicted, sentenced, and shipped off to prison in a matter of hours. That drumhead trial was thrown out by the Court of Appeal, but sent back for a rehearing that was supposed to happen today.
It was a case management style hearing. That's the phrase we'd use in North America, where the judge, the most senior judge in the Old Bailey, his title is the recorder. He's the biggest boss. He handles the terrorist stuff, the murder.
Yeah, I saw the other cases they were trying today. There was Westminster, the jihadist who drove across the bridge, killed those people.
Yeah, and then you've got this petty civil contempt matter that's not even a crime that should be dealt with at the local level. It's, Tommy's taught me the phrase, it's a stitch up. That's a UK phrase for it's a frame, it's an inside job. It's a stitch up that you have a civil contempt matter that is essentially like a ticket. It's not a crime. When you have a parking ticket, that's not a crime. When you have a parking ticket, you don't go to the Old Bailey. That's where you go. That's where Jack the Ripper goes. So here you got the recorder. That I think
literally, I bet.
I'd have to check that. Yeah. So you got the Jack the Ripper style judge at the Jack the Ripper style court for what is essentially the legal equivalent. It's not even a misdemeanor. It's a parking ticket. And why is it even a second hearing? Why was it even a first jailing offense? There has not been another journalist in the United Kingdom who has served time for contempt of court since the 40s. And Tommy spent 10 weeks in solitary. It is against the law to spend more than 14 days in solitary because that is cruel and unusual punishment and it does psychological damage. He was not put in solitary because he was a violent prisoner. He was not put in solitary because the court ordered it. It was an administrative decision by the prison authorities to put him in solitary, to break him physically, psychologically, and this is what, the fourth or fifth court hearing? That's the third way they want to break him, financially. What's so outrageous is they were in such haste to convict him in May. He was arrested, prosecuted, convicted, sentenced, and jailed in 5 hours. That's what we call a drumhead trial. That's the kind of thing that they do in Venezuela and North Korea. And I know those.
Is it possible that they are stalling this because if they admit wrong, he could sue them for millions for the abuse that he took in there?
Well, he can anyways because the way he was treated was not even in accordance with the sentence that was meted out. He was sentenced as a civil prisoner, or ought to have been. He ought to have been a civil prisoner. He was treated like a criminal prisoner. He was thrown in the dungeon. They call it the block. He was thrown in the dungeon where murderers go when they misbehave in prison.
Right, and even then it's only 14 days, not 10 weeks.
Am I the reason you get stoned every week now? Build up integrity, got you texting, emailing me, wanting me to feel with you. Baby, just face reality, move on.
Sometimes it's hard to face reality.